I really do think that one of the hardest things is that you don't know what you don't know, and because of that, you don't know what you might be missing. And this doesn't just impact legal, it impacts running your business as well. So I was at a mastermind retreat for multi six-figure business owners in September, and the guest expert there was Jay Shetty. And you could tell the moment you walked in the caliber of people in the room. And I'd been really nervous beforehand as to whether I would fit in. I have very much kept myself to myself across my entrepreneurial journey, partially because I know all of the drama that happens in these kind of mastermind groups. So I was really nervous to be part of it. And I didn't know whether I was going to be good enough, if I'm completely honest. I was worried whether people would know something I didn't know, and whether I might be, I don't want to say the worst entrepreneur in the room, but that everybody else would be having conversations that I hadn't been part of those conversations before, so I wouldn't understand. I couldn't have been more wrong. I had so much I wanted to say. If you've met me in person or if you've watched any of my content before, you will know I've always got something to say. But I didn't necessarily share it all in that room because there was very much an etiquette, and everybody obviously had to have their time to shine and things, but there were people asking questions which I was thinking, gosh, I know this, or I'm not saying I thought that they were basic questions, but there were things that I'd known for years, things that I'd worked on and had developed, challenges that I had overcome. But there were also lots of things I didn't know, and things that potentially I wanted to ask and someone else asked it, and I was like, oh great, I want to listen and take notes in this part. And that is the interesting part, because this is exactly the same thing when it comes to legally protecting your business. So many entrepreneurs fail to protect their business, and it's important, firstly, that if you are here watching this, you are probably 10 steps ahead of most people. I feel like it's important at this stage that I pause and say, hi, I'm Lucy Wheeler, the founder of Lucy Legal, one of the most loved legal protection brands in the UK. We sell templates and toolkits to entrepreneurs to make the legal side of running a business so much simpler. We have sold more than 6 figures in templates alone, and I now support entrepreneurs across the UK to get legit. That is our focus on what we do. And one of the questions that people say to me is, I don't know where to start. Like, I feel really overwhelmed. I don't know if I've missed anything. Like, what are the key things? What are the things that I need to be thinking about? And the thing that I say is, if you are here and you're asking that question, you are 10 steps further ahead. And the reason for that is the biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs make is that they are not aware of how big a catastrophe not protecting your business with the correct legal protection can have. And what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, a trademark. If you have not even considered the fact that you need a trademark yet, get that on your to-do list. It doesn't mean you have to get a trademark. It doesn't mean that you need to invest in a trademark at this point. It may be that you do, but that's not necessarily the point. But the fact, if you've not even considered it, it's not on your radar, the fact that you have IP, that you are creating intellectual property that you own and that is an asset to your business, if you are not thinking about that, then you have found the perfect channel. So please, what do they say? The kids, they say hit the bell. So hit the bell, subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be chatting through the really important things that you need to be aware of as a business owner. Now, the key things that you'll find me chatting about on this channel are contracts, for sure. I'm going to be chatting about AI and the legal side of AI. I think not enough people are doing that. I'm also going to be sharing with you behind the scenes on some of the horror stories, just so you can learn, not to scare you. Now, I have been doing this for nearly 6 years. Just over 6 years, nearly 5 years full time. And in that time, I have never used scare tactics to make sales. And I'm really proud of that. We don't cajole people into it or force people into it or have any hard sells in that way. What we do is just say to people, look, this is what happened to a client of ours, so I'm going to be sharing those real stories, and I'm also going to share the behind the scenes of my stories too. So I think it's important that the fact you're asking that question means you are so much further ahead than potentially a lot of your peers, but it's also about being aware that those terms and conditions that sit on the footer of your website, if you just think of them as that, as just a little add-on, you are totally missing an opportunity to create customer excellence. When you spend some time going through your terms and thinking about renewals and how people's payment will renew and how you're going to notify them of that, or telling people what's going to be included in the service you're providing or what isn't included and how they can add on more ways to work with you, you can actually increase your revenue by doing that, but you're also making a really great experience for people when they are working with you, so that they think, okay, I hadn't actually thought of that. Oh, brilliant. You're also setting yourself up as the expert when you are walking people through the process and they can expect not just to work with you, but when they might start to see some results. That positions you as that expert. So let's say, for example, you are somebody who works a lot with mindset, or you work with something that's a lot less tangible than just delivering social media graphics, for example. When I say just, I mean that's very defined. You will get 6 social media graphics, for example, for the month. But if you were working with something like mindset or coaching or NLP or even business and strategy, when can someone begin to see results from you? It's not the case that they are going to walk out of a business strategy session with you and all of a sudden they're going to be able to have their best launch. Similarly, I don't think they'll walk out of a mindset session with you and have the mindset to achieve their best ever launch if they are working in the business space. And going through those kind of things and saying, like, in your disclaimers and limitations, because that's where it goes in that section in your contract, and you're saying, like, this is what you can expect from working with me. Popping that in your contract and managing people's expectations helps to then prevent this situation whereby people say, I worked with them for 6 months and didn't see results. Well, what results should you have reached and what could you have expected from that time period? I really hope this is helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer. If not, I've been Lucy Wheeler and I'm the proud founder of Lucy Legal, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you on the next episode.